Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayana Namaste Narate Naruttam Devim Saraswati Nasta Paishabhavishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So, Srimad Bhagavatam comes to 3, chapter 5, text 15. Title of the chapter is 15. That's what he said. I think so.
14.
14?
Yeah, you can do 15 if you prepare this way.
Title of the chapter is Vidura's Talks with Mitra. Text 15. Tadasya koso ravasamandatu Hare katameva katasusa Adritya puspe pyaiva tubandu Sivaya Mahaki Tayati Takite Asakoso Rasamandatu Hava Katamima Katasusa Trita Puspe Pyaiva Tabandu Sivaya Maki Tayate Takite Sakasa Ravasamandatu Hare Katamiva Katasusa Rita Puspe Vyaiva Tabandu Sivaya Nakita Yatita Kite So
Tadasya kosa ravasarmadatu Hare katameva katasusara Tritya pushpe vevarta bandho Shivayan kirtayate sakrite
Nitya Pushe Ivarata Bando Shivaya Kirtaya Tirtha Kirti
there it is.
Tadashako sarva sarvadatar.
Tadashako sarva sarvadatar.
Hare Kathameva Kathashu Sada.
Hare Kathameva Kathasya.
Tripta Pushpe Vaivarta Bandho.
Tripta Pushpe Vaivarta.
Shivayana Kirti Tirtha Kirti.
Shivayana Kirtaya Kirtaya.
Any more ladies?
Tadashako sarva sarvadatar. Hare Kathameva Kathasya.
Adrishya
So what word translation? Translation of the word by the language is Tat, therefore, Asya is Kosarava, Omitri, Samadatu, of one who awards good fortune. Hare, of the Lord. Katam, of Eva, only. Katatu, of all topics. Saram, the essence. Britya, by quoting. Puspebhyaha, from the flowers. Eva, like that. Artabandhu, of friend, friend of the distress. Shivaya, for welfare. Naha, of us. Hitaya, kindly describe. Tirtha, pilgrimage. Ete, of glorious. Translation. Omitri, our friend of the distress. The glories of the Supreme Lord can belong to good people all over the world. Therefore, just as bees collect honey from flowers, can you describe the essence of all topics? The topics of the Lord. Please kindly respond. Repeat. All material. O friend of distress. The glories of the Lord can alone. The glories of the Supreme Lord can alone do good for people all over the world. Therefore, just as bees collect honey from flowers, can you describe the essence of all topics? Topics of the Lord. But there are many topics for different persons, different modes of material nature. But the essential topics are those in relationship with the Supreme Lord. Unfortunately, materially affected souls are all more or less averse to the topics of the Supreme Lord, because some of them do not believe in the existence of God, and some of them believe only in the impersonal future of the Lord. In both cases, there is nothing for them to say of God. Both non-believers and the impersonalists deny the essence of all topics. Therefore, they engage in topics of relativity in various ways, either in sense application or mental speculation. For the pure devotees like the Dura, The topics of both the mundanes and the mental speculators are useless in all respects. Thus, the Buddha requested Maitreya to talk of the essence only. The talks of Krishna, nothing else. Om Gyana Tikarams, See, Guru. So Chaitanya Manovistam, Stam Vedan, Dana Bhavan, Rami Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Namo Vishnu Praya Krishna Krishna Namaste Sarada Nirvisesha Sundhavadi Jaya Sri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So again, welcome everyone. This is you could choose to just be in your home comfortably and maybe go online, but you choose to come physically. All glories to you. So yes, although we know that we can take advantage of the digital culture, but scientific research reports reveal that a face-to-face learning is much more effective than online. This is science. This is a report. Okay. So here in this text, Vidura, I'm sure all of you know about the story of Vidura. Vidura is making inquiries from Maitreya, and he makes a point here that is not interested in hearing anything other than the essence, quintessence of life, Krishna. He just wants to hear something about Krishna. So this is very strange, materially speaking, because people want to hear all type of tales from the theater, from the movie, from politics, education, philosophy, etc. But here Vidura is given a specific requirement what Maitreya should speak of. And so we see the level of his consciousness. Now he doesn't want to hear anything except the Supreme Personality of God. Why? Because topics about the Supreme Personality of God are happening. Whereas topics of the mundane world, they are entangling. And for the devotees, they are highly blessed. The devotees are highly blessed in the sense that they have opportunity, they are exposed to the topics of the Lord on daily basis. And so whether we like it or not, the purification goes on. Here it's not a question of I don't like to be purified. You are exposed to the topics of the Lord, yeah, you can purify. Because what we hear matters a lot, what we see also matters a lot. Because here, what we hear and what we see, they constitute the environment. An environment impacts on behavioral modification. According to the field theory propounded by this German psychologist, Professor Lehmann. So, it's not a question of if you sit there in a Bhagavatam class, it's not a question of you like to be purified or you don't like to be purified. No, you get purified. And that's why he also, one of the verses we read, Nasta Prayesu Abhadushu, Nityam Bhagavata. It is a service in itself. Here in the Bhagavatam, discussing the Bhagavatam, it is a service in itself. And just like any service in devotional culture purifies the devotee, hearing or discussing about the Bhagavatam, discussions on the Bhagavatam, they create effective purification. And it helps to pulverize all of the anarthas that are clogging onto our hands. Therefore, the Bhagavatam says, non-stop praise about that is Bhadra and Abhadra, bad things, unwanted things, impurities. So, this is the power of Bhagavatam. And so, Vidura, he wants, there's no level, there is no limitation to purification. And so Vidura wants to constantly to be bathing in the ocean of purification, in the ocean of the glories of the Lord. Then, is it something that everybody is interested in? No. Again, the 10th canto of the Bible mentions Nibrita Tensha, Opanya, Baba Suda, Strodra, Manudra, Aka Uttama Sloka Gunavada, Puma Virajita, Vina Pas. The glorifications of the Lord are conducted in paramparas from a spiritual master to disciple and then on. But we need to understand that these glorifications of the Lord, this is the medicine that cures the conditioned soul from repeatedly taking birth in the material world. This is the medicine. This is the panacea for emancipation from the ocean of death and death. Oh yeah, this is the Bhagavatam. This is what is stated in the Bhagavatam itself. This is the medicine. You can take all types of therapies. And any therapy you take, it does have some side effects. Is it? You want to go some chemotherapy, you get some side effects. Yeah, it cures the disease, or it deals with, that addresses the problem, but you do have side effects. So here the Bhagavatam is also therapeutic. It cures us of the disease, the affliction to material existence. But this is the interest of the Paramahansas. The Paramahansas are those who are interested in this type of glorification, narration. The Lord is also addressed as Uttama, one who is described by a Kavi, poet, very poet, with transcendental glorifications. So then, that same text, he mentioned, Ka Uttama Sloka Gunani Wada. Who is that person who will not be interested in topics of Uttama Sloka? And then he answers, Puma Vira Jeta Vina Passaman, except for someone who is a butcher. A butcher or someone who is killing his personal existence. So you see, there are people may not carry weapons to go and kill the cows, or go and kill the buffaloes, or go kill the chickens, or whatever. But as long as one is having a pathological state of consciousness, they will not be interested in topics of the Bible. Forget it. When there is a pathology of the consciousness, there is no interest in hearing the messages of the Bible. And therefore, being averse to the topics of the law, it simply means someone is seriously deceived. And so we find here, Vidura is requesting Maitreya, please, bait my intellect, bait my consciousness with topics of ungoodness. Because this will have to pulverize all of my mountains. And therefore, for one to have the Bible time as part of his daily schedule, listen to the Bible time. And that means they have very high profile consciousness, spiritual consciousness. Oh, yeah. Sometimes people even live in the temple, but then in the Bible time class, that's when they go to watch their devotees. Oh, yeah. They value other things more than the Bible, you know. But this is one of the things that we need to know. We need to imbibe the very culture of the Siddhantas. That there's every need for us to or to listen to the glories of the Lord. But what does it do? Yes, it broadens our knowledge, spiritual knowledge horizon. Not only that, it facilitates our resistance to temptations. Because the Bible time is not different from Lord Krishna himself. Even the Bhagavad Gita is not different from Lord Krishna. In fact, there was a discussion in the Gita Mahatmya, and Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi we are discussing, and Lord Vishnu said, see, the Bhagavad Gita is not different from me. Yes, so we don't allow, for instance, people to carry Bhagavad Gita or the Bhagavatam and put it on their laps. Well, yeah, just like you cannot put deities on your laps, you cannot put the Bhagavatam or the Bhagavad Gita on your laps. In fact, in the Pancharatra, it is mentioned that from here down, deities should not touch you. From your waist down. So that is why when you're doing a puja, the bell, you don't put the bell behind. You raise the bell like this. That's music. That's music. Oh yeah. So the Bhagavatam, the glories of the Bhagavatam, they are unlimited. Sometimes someone has something even very rare. Say someone is working very hard to get a Ferrari or Tesla. Yeah, can I say Tesla? Someone works very hard to get a Tesla or Ferrari. And once they get it, you know, they don't care. I mean, it becomes useless. But then, that should not be the case in devotional service. We should always be retraining our mind, because the mind is sankalpa vikalpa. We're enthused to go to the Bhagavatam class, especially in the beginning. And then after some time, we feel, oh, we know everything. Oh, yeah. I've read the Bhagavatam, I know everything. But no one knows everything. If when you read it, we read the Bhagavatam 20 times. Each time you read it, you have a renewed realizations. Because these words are very, the statements of the Bhagavatam are purified. And each time we read them, we get purified. And we have new realizations on that same text. And so it is important that we follow the instructions of the Bible about learning or reading or listening to the Bhagavatam. It should be a Nitya Seva. It's not that today we attend the class and from next week we are on holidays. It doesn't work like that. It's just like we do go on holidays for eating. Of course, some days we fast. But in general, people don't go on holidays for eating. So, devotional service, we don't go on holidays. There is no break, no holidays for devotional service. And the Bhagavatam, reading of the Bhagavatam, listening to the Bhagavatam, discussing the Bhagavatam, is one of those essential ingredients in devotional development. And what is the content of the Bhagavatam? It's all about the glorifications of Lord Krishna and his. Therefore, Vidura is all interested in hearing about the glorifications of Lord. Because he's not a Pasugnat, he's not a butcher. Yeah, because the butchers, or those who are killing their own self-interest, killers of the soul, they are not interested in listening, hearing about the topics of God. So, there's a difference. The more we become purified, the more we become attracted, the more we become attached to hear the messages of God. It's fine. You see all of these Srila Prabhupada disciples, if even they're going to bed, they're going to bed. They put on a lecture. Yeah, you know, yeah. Because that is the Jews. When we listen to Jews, we don't want even a single time to be missed. And so it's something that we need to culture, cultivation. And therefore, Prabhupada mentions here that the mundanes, the mental spectators, and sense gratifiers, these two people, they are not interested in the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. They're not interested in messages of the glorification of ultimate glory of the Supreme Personality of God. They glorify sense gratification, but when it comes to the Supreme Personality of God and his pastimes, no, they're not interested. Why? Because their minds are polluted. When someone is diseased, if someone has what's the name of this disease that the sugar things look taste bitter? What's the name? Jaundice. Yeah. If someone has jaundice, even sugar things they taste bitter. And so you're not interested in sugar things. Because it's not that you're not interested, but it tastes bitter. So what do you do? So those who are not purified in consciousness, the messages of the Bhagavatam, they're like bitter. So they're not interested. They're not juicy, so they're not interested. What is interesting to them are topics about politics, social culture. Well, no, it doesn't mean that if someone is a devotee that he shouldn't be current about what, especially for preacher, they need to be current to be able to know how to utilize the Vedic information culture in addressing problems. But if someone is just interested in the worldly news and has no iota of interest in Bhagavad Gita, we should understand that they are high pathological content. And so we see the reverse of the case of Indura, who makes the request that, please, you are at a Bandhu. You are a friend of the distressed. He's seen himself as a distressed person. So he wants material. He addresses material as artifact, friend of the distressed. Krishna is also described as Dinapa. Yeah, so we find out the qualities of the Lord. These pure devotees also have those qualities. But in a minuscule, on a minuscule scale. Just like the qualities of the ocean are also present in one drop of water. So qualitatively, a drop of ocean water is the same with the ocean, but quantitatively, they are completely different. Similarly, the Lord's qualities are found in these pure devotees. But it doesn't mean that the pure devotees have the same thing as the Lord, quantitatively speaking. Qualitatively, yeah, quantitatively, no. This is the very principle of sameness and difference. And it boils down to Achinta Beda Beda God. And so we have to view ourselves constantly, we remind ourselves that we have attained this position of hearing, becoming exposed to the glories of the Lord, because of what Brahman described as Krita Punya. After having to pass through and perform so much of austerities to accumulate so much of pious merit, before we come to the same thing, that we pass through so many lifetimes before we come to that level of becoming dedicated to the wishes of the Lord. And so it's a culture implies learning. Yeah, in the beginning, hearing about the Bhagavatam might be like a burden, but we have to practice. We do by dint of the theoretical understanding that this is a source of purification. I mean, it's just like who would like to wake up at 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, those are the period that the sleep is so juicy. But then, the devotee has to wake up. But if they don't go to bed on time, they cannot wake up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. If they stay up to watch movies until 2 o'clock, there's no way. Or if they go out, I just not quite long ago, one of my good friends in DC was killed. This guy is very helpful, and he went out in the night. There was some hangout, and he got killed. And he has a PhD. Oh yeah. And so when the Sasa or the Acharyas recommend that we should go to bed on time, if we go the contrary, we could be exposed to something. So there's no need whatsoever for anybody to stay in some hotel. A devotee to that matter will know the value of the hours of sleep between 10 to 12. These are the best hours for rest, because that period facilitates the best rejuvenation for the overworked body. So we want to become Rupanugas, followers of Rupanuga. We need to understand that if we become interested in the message of God, then if we're not able to, then we go to bed on that. It's in the Bible class. And so we should study the Bible. Prabhupada wanted us to distribute the books. But if we don't know the content of the books, what are we going to tell you? So we should read the Bhagavatam. Because the Bhagavatam is purifying, we should read it. Why not? And so our process is very simple, but simple things people can get. Simple, I'll give you a typical example. If a student goes into the exam hall and he sees the paper, he sees everything is so simple. It's so easy for them to fail. It's so easy, is it not? Because they rush through it, and then by the time they go to pass their paper to the invigilator, they leave the exam hall, and they're reflecting on what they wrote. They don't realize, oh, I made a mistake in that. Oh, I made a mistake in this. So, seemingly simple things will create some dismal consequences. And so, yes, the Bhagavatam is valuable. So it seems as if, how could this be? I mean, this book is just about the temple. How could this be so sophisticated? But we should try it. The taste of the food is in it. We should try it in the Bhagavatam every day. And we'll see the difference. We should do this just for 7 days, we'll see the difference. We will see the difference now. Because this Bhagavatam is all about glorification. For Krishna, who is glorified by the great Kavis with transcendental poetry. So, O Maitreya, O friend of the distress, the glories of the Supreme Lord can alone do good for people all over the world. Therefore, just as bees collect honey from flowers, can I describe the essence of all? You see, the bees, they go to the flowers, then they collect the essence of the flower. They collect the essence, the sap of the flower. That is how they gather their honey. So that is the essence. So here, Vidura is saying, just like bees, I don't want something else. I don't want a whole bunch of flower. I need the essence. Give me the sap. Give me the sap. So the flower may be very glad, maybe attractive, but that's not the essence. The essence is in the sap. So the bees, they go there and tap from this flower, tap from that flower. That's how they create their honey. So the devotee of the Lord is also interested in only the essence, and that is the essence of life, and that is the glorifications of the Lord. Yes, any comments or questions? Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
You're welcome.
Nice class today. This is a very interesting topic. And I often think, as we're studying through this, that so Vidura, he went through a kind of his own personal crisis, and it took
serious one.
He had some family problems, and he left. And now he's, even he was a devotee before, but now he's, fully surrendered, and then many times, we're the devotees that are hearing this we're in a different stage of life than what Vidura was in, and maybe so the exclusive concentration, where we've separated out all of our other activities, and we just say, no, I'm on a pilgrimage, I'm going away, but we don't necessarily have that, I guess, lifestyle, so to speak. But yet it's still for us. How do we capture that same enthusiasm that Vidura has, but also know that we have so many responsibilities that are there?
Right.
We don't.
So this is the situation. If you study calculus is very difficult. Calculus is very difficult. the very beginning of calculus is called integration. Integration could be so difficult. That is even just the beginning of calculus. So life is also like that. Integration, people try to run away from integration. That even Upanishad recommends integration. It says, cultivate science and nations side by side. That is integration. But in most cases, people, I have seen this a lot in our movement, people try to shy away from integration. They want to go by a simple process. Some of our children, some of our kids, they don't want to go to school, they just want to be engineers and all those stuff, or make life easy and all those things. They're afraid of integration. But Bhakti Thakur is our perfect example. He was a magistrate. He was also the head of the Puri temple. He had a family of 10 children or so. But he was still focused. He was still focused. So it's a matter of the call for that is integration. You see, I've traveled around to places, and I remember I went to one country. I gave this devotees arranged for me to give a talk in university. And that university, one female devotee was also attending that university. And then after the presentation, she came to me to say, Maharaj, but how are you doing it? Even to chant 16 rounds of study, it's just a difficult thing. You travel around and you're having all these publications here and there. How are you doing it? So the simple answer, I told her, look, it's a matter of properly integrating your life, rooted in effective time management. In most cases, the devotees don't imbibe a culture of effective time management. And so we so common to find devotees just hang around with each other and just talk very loosely for hours. But it's all in the name of Krishna Kada. Or not sometimes it's not even in Krishna Kada, it's just all about gossips. But Vidura is not interested in all this type of all this type of so-called juicy stuff. He wants the essence, he wants the frequencies. So we can also develop that consciousness, that mindset. It's a matter of training ourselves. And I see time management is a major problem in this country. Not only in this country, for most people, even outside. I can recount a number of devotees that I met. They've been coming to the temple for some time. And then they say, how many rounds you chanted? For 5 hours. How many years have you been coming? 10 years. Yeah, I've seen that. In some cases, I ask why so behind? He said, oh, because of my work, because of school. I remember a case of, he's still my friend now. This guy was in medical school. He finished his MBBS in India. He came to America to do his MD. That was amazing in Michigan. And so when he saw me, he got attracted to me, so he was moving around with me to different programs. And so we are in a car going for a program. And then he said, man, can I ask a question? I said, come on, you're my friend. Ask whatever question you want. I mean, and you know what he do? He said, man, we medical doctors, we don't have the time to chance anything else. I said, what? And then you think you're the first medical doctor in this movement? So we just, go through his 24 hours. I'm right there and there. I asked him how many hours he used for sleeping. He told. How many hours for his school? How many hours for your private studies? And at the end of it all, there's a chunk of time that he couldn't account for. He was almost like crying. He said, Maharaj, I'm sorry, I didn't use my properly. So sometimes people use all these excuses, work, school, and all this type of stuff. And the school is just even the most ridiculous thing because see, and the education system. You can tell me you're too busy to turn system around. Yeah. And so the focus is all depending on the individual, how they prioritize Krishna in their life. For some people, Krishna is not the priority. It's not the top priority. It's like the second bit. I hear you. I agree with you. You had a good life. Okay, go ahead. You can always come back. No problem. But you cannot guarantee anything. Oh, yeah. So integration of proper integration rooted in effective time management can facilitate our focus despite our busy schedule. Because examples are there. Yeah. Any other question? Do I address it?
Yes,
Any other comments or questions? Yes, Martinez. Any questions? Yes, any questions? Feel free to ask any questions you want.
let's see, maybe we have some devotees online. Any devotees online have any questions or comments for Maharaj?
I don't see any hands up.
Okay,
No questions?
no questions.
All right. In the absence of any comments, any other comments or questions, we'd like to adjourn this meeting.
Thank you.
Till Prabhupada gave.
Jai. Jai. So we invite you all tomorrow evening at the Sunday feast. Maharaj will be speaking on Bhagavad Gita. We'll see you all then. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful day.